What does marketing have in common with AI? And I don't mean using AI in marketing, although I am going to get into it. So I personally have been seeing and hearing a lot of backlash against AI. So, as an example, I was reading that Google recently announced, I mean, they've been using AI in their search for a very long time, and they just announced they're amping that up. There's going to be a lot more AI. There's going to be a lot more AI overviews in their search results. And the same day that they announced that, the downloads of DuckDuckGo went up 30% because there are so many people just rejecting that, saying, no, I don't want that. I'm going to go over here to someone who's not providing that, who's actually providing what I want. And I think it's really interesting because there's that backlash. There's also a backlash against using AI and like the AI content that we're seeing everywhere, the AI regurgitated, the AI slop, right? That's everywhere. Um, there are a lot of people who don't want that content, who are actively deleting it from their feeds, unfollowing people who provide a lot of that content because they recognize that it's slop. So I thought about this in terms of marketing because even when you're creating your own stuff, sometimes, especially when you're creating your own stuff, it can be tempting to go for the pretty, flashy, looks really cool, but there's no substance there. And people are gonna suss that out. It might take them a little while, but they're gonna suss that out. And if there's no substance, they have no reason to follow you. They have no reason to take the next step in the buyer journey. They have no reason to follow up, schedule that call with you, learn more about your business, right? Because you have not given them anything of substance. So it's kind of like that Chat GPT, right? Chat GPT came out, look, you put in a prompt, look what you get out. This is so cool. And now that it was novel, it was fun to play with. It was a fun new toy, right? And now we're kind of bored of that toy because we realize that it can only do so much. And so there's now a backlash. People realize they want the in-depth stuff. I was recently in a meeting talking about this where it's kind of like dating the really hot person because they're really hot. And then after a while you realize all they talk about is their protein powders and going to the gym and their diet and suddenly you're like, oh, this is boring. Actually, I can't have a real conversation with this person. AI is like that, and some people, not everyone, their marketing can be like that. It's very flashy and it might attract people to them initially, but you gotta hook them and you gotta engage them and keep them engaged and guide them through the buyer journey until they're ready to buy from you. And that requires substance, right? That's the person who wants to go steady with you and then wants to move in with you and then is buying the ring, right? So that's what you want. That's what you want to be for your prospects. You got to think of the in terms of the long game, especially if you're in industry where it does take a few weeks, months, maybe even years between when someone discovers you and when they're ready to buy from you. So, if you need help strategizing that and mapping that up all out and figuring out what do people want when they find you and how can you get them to the next level, that's what I do. So you can always reach out to me. Again, if you are not following me here on YouTube, please like and subscribe. You can follow me over on LinkedIn. I think I'm the only Allison Verhalen on LinkedIn, the only one that I know of. And of course, there's my website, AV, as in my initials, Allison Verhalen. That is avwritingservices.com. And you can reach me directly at info@avwritingservices.com. That's it. Have a great week and happy blogging, everyone.